You want the truth about the Dallas police shooting and the now Baton Rouge police shooting? Here's the truth. You won't get the truth. Early reports in both cases stated multiple shooters. Right now, in Baton Rouge, police are supposedly hunting multiple shooters. Yet the media, Yahoo, is already saying that it was a lone gunman attack. So, as police are hunting a guy in or suspects in army fatigues or all black following the killings, Yahoo has already squeezed this attack to fit the narrative before police have even come out with the official story. Yahoo is already saying lone wolf attack. So, Marxist gun grabbers have their narrative and they are sticking to it, even when early reports in most of these cases, these mass shootings, state that there are more than one shooters. Dallas, the morning of the Dallas shooting, I watched on the news as they said there were multiple shooters and they already had three suspects in custody. And bam, by afternoon, they got the official narrative down to a lone gunman who was conveniently dead. I found this gem comment on YouTube. Quote, culprits? That's old news, like 8 hours old. Wouldn't you know it, less than 12 hours after we all witnessed on cable news describing a shooting scene with shots coming from at least two different directions high up, seeing video footage of one suspect down at street level shooting a cop at point blank, and being told three suspects were already in custody, the official narrative is already being boiled down to a single shooter. A single shooter blown up by a robot instead of being gassed and incapacitated by that robot. One shooter, one inside witness, dead. Case closed, a blank canvas to write whatever BS story they want onto it. So yeah, they've already set the precedent with the Terminator killings, the Terminator assassinations. They're now going to use robots now to kill suspects. So now that we have that precedent, now Dallas and Baton Rouge, they appear to be legitimate shootings with real shooters. However, as we saw from Orlando and Sandy Hook, the Marxist gun grabbers could also completely stage these attacks, these mass shootings. And there's even the assault truck attack in Paris this week is questionable. I mean, 84 people killed with a truck rolling at 30 miles an hour. That's just bizarre. That seems very bizarre. And you see, there's no blood on that truck, and the glass in the windshield wasn't shattered. All the pictures you see bullet holes. Those could very easily be stickers, because the glass is not cracked. You'd think that glass would be completely shattered after taking that many bullets. I mean, they could stage these attacks any which way they want. Shooters, no shooters, whatever. The media will play along. The Mockingbird, CIA Mockingbird media will play along with the official narratives, the lone gunman, the Muslim, the right winger, the young male. That's the narrative they're going to stick to no matter what actually happens. What you're witnessing now is the Marxist takeover of America. The first shots just started. The Civil War, and next World War III. This is nothing but the excuse to bring in martial law in order to keep Donald Trump from the presidency. The a Donald Trump presidency is not an option, not for one day. The elites, the globalists, cannot have Donald Trump as president. They probably don't even want him elected. They probably don't even want to have the election to see if Americans want him as president. So they're going to instill martial law as soon as they can to cancel elections and keep Trump out of it. Can't have a nationalist. Got to keep the criminals in the presidency. This is nothing but Civil War II and the prelude to World War III, and it is nothing but excuses for the certifiable Soviet Marxist Obama to declare martial law. Obama studied at a Soviet Russia University in Moscow. Graduated in '83 with a degree in Marxism and a minor in atheism. Watch my video. I show you the proof. He was born in Kenya too. I found the birth certificate. Um, there's certified copies of the birth certificate. I mean, he was born in Mombasa. There's no question. Remember how Ukraine just got their government overthrown? Remember how it started? Started with snipers shooting at police, snipers taking out authority figures. And then voila, Ukraine gets a new government. That's how these Marxist gun grabbing scumsuckers roll, these Luciferian occultists. That's how they get their way. That's how they overthrow countries and destroy the world. Order out of chaos. Now, history doesn't repeat itself, but it sure does rhyme. You remember in 2008, right before the economic collapse, the first bank to fail happened in July. The big crash happened in October. And September 11th, there was a big run on banks. And then in October, the big crash, the $700 gazillion bailout, the too big to fail bailout. Well, it's July before another election, and we got crap hitting the fan. The government has been preparing for civil unrest for a while now, and lo and behold, civil unrest. And Vladimir Putin and China are saber rattling. They have admitted that war is on the horizon. So, what's the big picture here? The goal. The goal is to take down America. It's to turn it communist. Obama was predicted in 1992 to bring down America, to turn us communist. He was to pave the way for it. And he's going to do it because we cannot have Donald Trump, a nationalist, as our president. We cannot close our borders. The globalists will not have it happen. They want America to come down. World War III was predicted. In a book published in 1959 by William Guy Carr, all three world wars were laid out. And here's some quotes from it. The First World War must be brought about in order to permit the Illuminati to overthrow the power of the czars in Russia and of making that country a fortress of atheistic communism. The Second World War must be fomented by taking advantage of the differences between the fascists and the political Zionists. This war must be brought about so that Nazism is destroyed and that the political Zionism be strong enough to institute a sovereign state of Israel and Palestine. Well, keeping in mind this book was published in 1959, therefore it is impossible for this William Guy Carr, a former Canadian soldier, to predict a third world war without inside knowledge and insider information. Quote, the Third World War must be fomented by taking advantage of the differences caused by the agentur of the Illuminati between the political Zionists and the leaders of Islamic world. The war must be conducted in such a way that Islam, the Muslim Arabic world, and political Zionism, the state of Israel, mutually destroy each other. Meanwhile, the other nations, once more divided on this issue, will be constrained to fight to the point of complete physical, moral, spiritual, and economical exhaustion. We shall unleash the nihilists and the atheists, and we shall provoke a formidable social cataclysm, which in all its horror will show clearly to the nations the effect of absolute atheism, origin of savagery and of the most bloody turmoil. Then everywhere the citizens obliged to defend themselves against the world minority of revolutionaries will exterminate those destroyers of civilization, and the multitude disillusioned with Christianity, whose deistic spirits will from that moment be without compass or direction, anxious for an ideal, but without knowing where to render its adoration, will receive the true light through the universal manifestation of the pure doctrine of Lucifer, brought finally out in the public view. This manifestation will result from the general reactionary movement, which will follow the destruction of Christianity and atheism, both conquered and exterminated at the same time. So, we have a Third World War predicted, a quote formidable social cataclysm predicted. This guy predicted civil war and social unrest in the Third World War with just about pinpoint accuracy. Also, something that pinpoints um, history with accuracy, predicts history with accuracy, is the Illuminati card game, one of which is unfolding again. One card unfolds again, police on their knees. How many of these Illuminati card game cards do we need to see unfold before people wake up and realize our future has been pre-planned, predestined? It's unfolding as the globalists want it to. We are watching nothing but the Marxist division of America, just like they did in Soviet Russia during the Bolshevik Revolution, during Red China. What they do is they disarm the populace, cause they carry out massive attacks, mass attacks and massive attacks. The government uses those attacks as an excuse to disarm the populace. Either willingly or unwillingly, guns are taken. And but by the way, also, the intelligent people during these Marxist takeovers are killed off. You've noticed a rash of holistic doctors killed off over the last year or two. Seems like every month we get another holistic doctor mysteriously suicided or murdered. You know, we are watching a Marxist takeover of America. There's no question about it. It's time people wake up. It's not a conspiracy theory, it's a conspiracy fact, as told by JFK. Oh, by the way, I have a friend in Greece who says the Europeans know something is coming in America. Something's going to happen supposedly 2 months before the election. We're going to have some big event, according to word on the street in Europe, which is pretty much what everyone expects here in America. Americans are expecting something big to happen, which would put it right in early September. Deja vu. Early September. Bad things happening in early September. Deja vu. Oh, Benghazi, September 11, 9/11. The big run on banks in 2008 happened on September 11th. I mean, these occult, Marxist, communist, Luciferians, they just love their numerology. They love their destruction on certain days of the year, 7/7, 3/11, 9/11. Pretty sick in the head, these people and their big attacks and their terror and their sick psychological operations to keep us in fear and chaos, constantly clamoring for safety from the government. So stay vigilant out there, my friends. Prepare. um Take no day for granted. Arm up, um because everyone needs to have a weapon and a camera at all times in these very dangerous um, days coming.